Hello and thank you for joining us again at Easy Cooking. Today we're going to make a super simple stewish, soupish dish. We call it chicken yachnia in my country. It's mainly made out of veggies and some chicken. It's really quick to make. It's really delicious, especially if you make some homemade bread to dip in it. It really makes a difference. So let's get started here with our ingredients and then we'll get going. Sweet onions and carrots, chicken thighs, stewed tomatoes, olive oil, seasonings including dry parsley, black pepper, salt, paprika, and 1 bay leaf, and water. Well, let's get started then so we're not wasting any time. First, we'll add some olive oil in our pot. Since we're kind of making a stew slash soup, we're going to use a large pot. And then we're going to cut our onions. Today I'm using yellow onions for this recipe. You don't really have to worry about cutting the onions into too small pieces. You want them to be a little bigger because that's your main ingredient basically, besides the carrots. And you don't want them to disappear in there. I'm going to throw them in here as we cut them. Once they're all cut, we're going to put them over the stove to saute for about 5 minutes, and then we're going to add the rest of our ingredients. So we're going to move over to the stove in a few, and that's where the rest of my stuff is set up today. Again, this is super quick. If you're running short on time, you can set that up in just a few minutes and put it on the stove. We're done with the onions. I'm about to crack here. They're quite strong. We're going to put them on the stove. Turn the heat to low to medium, no more than that. And let them simmer there for a few minutes. While we're waiting for our onions to stew, we're going to cut our carrots so we're not wasting time. Basically what we'll do is just cut them in circles. It's the easiest. Gives us a little bit of crunch in the stew. Besides being super simple, the stew is super healthy. We barely use any oil. And the oil that we have comes from our meat for the most part, besides the little bit we put for the onions. And today I'm using boneless, skinless chicken thighs. You can use chicken drums. You can get chicken thighs on the bone with the skin. It's really up to you. It's about a pound and a half of meat. The packages that they get are about a pound and a half, and that's perfect for the stew. I'm gonna put those right in this plate. And we're done with that, and now we're gonna move over. We're going to turn our heat down a little. My gas stove top really heats up quite quick. We're going to give them a few minutes. You want them to soften up, but you don't want them to start burning. So we'll leave them here for a few minutes. It's been about 5 or 10 minutes. Our onions are ready. You can kind of tell by them being a little soft and a little darker in color. They're not hard anymore. Again, we don't want to overcook the onions. It's just a quick saute. So we're going to dump everything else in here. We're going to start with the carrots. We're going to toss our tomatoes. I use stewed tomatoes that I make myself. You can buy them from the store. It's up to you. Or you can use fresh. I have the ingredient list in the recipe. We'll give it a stir now to kind of let the juices mix and stop burning on the bottom. We are going to put our seasoning mix. That's already described in the recipe below. Bay leaf. You do not eat the bay leaf, that's very important. It's only for flavor. When your stew is ready, simply discard the bay leaf. Stir it a little. We're gonna add our chicken. And we're gonna add water. I don't measure the water. We want to at least cover the chicken. If we need some more, I'm gonna add some more. Let's see how we're doing. Again, you don't want it to be quite like a soup. It's more of a stew, but you want to make sure your chicken is covered to cook. So I think we're good. I don't need more water right now. I may add some later, but we only need to cook it for 45 minutes. What we'll do is we're gonna bring it to a boil. So I'm gonna turn my heat up, make sure it comes to a boil, turn it to medium, put the lid on, half open so it doesn't overboil from the pot, and then put my timer on 45 minutes. That's enough. We just need to cook the chicken. There's nothing else that needs cooking in there besides the meat. So we'll see you in a few. Our stew is boiling. I'll give it a quick stir. I just lowered my temp to medium. This was quick with me. It didn't take too much time, too long to bring it to a boil. I'm gonna put the lid like this so it doesn't overboil. And we'll let it sit. I just turned my timer on. We need 45 minutes. We'll check it a few times just to make sure the water is not running too low. We may add some water if needed. I'll let you know later. Hopefully it will be just as good as it always is. It's been 45 minutes. Our dish is ready. We'll give it a stir. And we're gonna turn our heat off. Now you can see what it looks like. It's very hot and steaming. I'm gonna serve myself a bowl and let it cool off. And I can't wait to try it, so we'll see how we did. Good? Okay. Oh, I can't wait to try this. It's still a little hot, but I wanna give it a shot. Hopefully I don't burn myself. It smells really good. We're gonna try a bite. I wanna get a carrot too. I gotta put it down. Actually, the bowl is a little hot still. So let's just see. The juices are very delicious. The vegetables are insane. Let me try some of the chicken. And again, this broth is very good with some fresh bread. Just dip it in the broth and just kind of goes well with the dish. The chicken has very good flavor. Guys, this is a very good, very light dish, very healthy. You can do it any time of the year, regardless of season. So I hope you enjoy it. We'll see you next time, and maybe we'll make a dessert next time. I don't know. We'll see what the girls want to have. Have a good night.